Andy, how you doing? Andrew Dice Clay.
Andrew Dice Clay, it's an honor and a privilege. How you doing?
What's happening?
I am excited to talk to you. This has really been the high point of my week, to be honest with you.
Oh, cool.
How you doing, all right?
Yeah.
Where are you calling from?
I'm actually calling from Philly,
Okay.
and my wife, the animal, had to wake me up, and it was the best wake-up I've had since yesterday.
Oh, yeah, huh? You must have some good wake-ups from your wife, huh?
Oh, my God, what an animal. I mean, she's just so... she's great. She's just the best. That's why we got married in a year.
Yeah, you guys jumped into it pretty quick, huh?
But you know what? It hit like lightning. That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. When you find it's right, then just go for it.
You get a good one like that, you take her off the market. That's how I look at it.
Absolutely. So we're excited to talk to you because this Sunday night, you're going to be in Point Pleasant on the Jersey Shore at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club. Very excited about that.
Yeah.
And you've played Uncle Vinny's before, correct?
I gotta be honest. I love Uncle Vinny's, but what just went down in this room was way more exciting than
I don't blame you, dude.
No, I love Uncle Vinny's, and you know what? I'm getting ready now for this Showtime special that I'm going to do, and it's a great room. I've played this room a bunch of times, and it's one of those small. You can have dinner, you can watch the comedy, but the fans that come there just love to see me there.
They're rabid. They're rabid for the Dice Man.
Well, that's what's happening again. You know what I mean? That's how careers go.
When I saw you on Jim Norton's Down and Dirty, it was the first time I've seen you do stand-up in years. And you don't know what you're going to get, You're going to get the nursery rhymes, you're going to get old stuff, you're going to get new, fresh stuff. And Dice, let me tell you, you were amazing. You were just the pro that you've always been, and it was so nice to see you with new material, and it was refreshing, and it was great.
Well, you know what it is? That was just a taste of it. I mean, me and Norton are really close, obviously. He used to, he started out, he was opening for me, and then his own star went through the roof, and
Sure.
doing great. So when he was doing that show and asked me if I would do a spot, it was my pleasure, and it was great. But when I do my own thing now, it's going to be, people will turn off their TVs and look at each other and go, what did we just watch?
Right.
That's how I like to leave audiences.
Okay.
Whether it be live or on TV, I like them to walk out and go, you know what, best ever. I mean, you owe that to people. They're paying money to see you. They invest time in you.
Absolutely, sure.
So, even though I was gone for a while for the most part, I still worked on my craft, on what I do. And that's why when you do see me on TV, I deliver.
It was refreshing. It was because you didn't know what was going to happen, and it was just like Dice is here. It's the Dice that I know and I grew up with. I'm 40 years old, so I had you at the peak of when you were young and when you were on top of the world, Madison Square Garden and everything. And it's still good to see you now doing exactly what you've always done. It's fantastic.
That's what I'm saying. Number one, if I didn't deliver, I would have looked stupid on that show because they actually had to cut down in editing the standing ovation I got when I walked out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was over 3 minutes, and it's like, that was sort of like the beginning of me starting to research, and, I was looking for the right thing to really do it. And then, of course, when Entourage happened, that was it. Now things are cooking. I mean, yes, I'm coming to Dino's, Uncle Vinny's. What am I there, Sunday night?
Sunday night the 18th, correct.
Yeah, and we should say what time that show is, though. What time is the show?
I have no idea.
I don't even know. Anyway, yeah, I'll be there Sunday night. But, yeah, I'm going into Cyclone Stadium in Brooklyn on October 1st.
You're going to tear that place down, my friend.
Yeah. I haven't done, just the word stadium says big.
Absolutely.
So, I haven't done something like that in, I don't know, 15 years. I never lost the hunger to do it, but I had, 2 sons to bring up, and that was, more important to me than career moves.
Was that your son Max on Entourage with you?
Yeah, he's a stand-up comic. I call it like an edgier version of Seinfeld.
Really?
Yeah, he's new at it. He's only doing it a couple of years. He's open for me, but he does his own thing, and, he's just cooking with it. And to have conversations with him about comedy is like, I sit there and go, this is my son I'm now talking comedy with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you like the idea he's getting into the comedy? Because, I follow comedy. I love it. I think it's great. And I love hearing comedians talk about comedy, talking about life on the road, the hardships of it, living in those, like the comedy rental houses, like 6 comedians that get put into a house, and just the conditions aren't that great.
Well, the point is, with any job, you don't start at the top.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And he's not looking to start at the top. The fact he got on Entourage, was that's a show he's watching since he's a kid. So for both of us, it was like surreal because we both been watching the entire series. But as far as stand-up, if you start at the top, there's nowhere to go but down. You know what I mean? So, playing those clubs, I did all that too, traveling the country and staying in, little garbage motels or condos. It's more fun than the stardom.
Yeah.
If you're not, it's more fun. I mean, if you're scoring the checks, it's not because you're a major star, that's the fun of the whole thing. You're growing up, he's only 21, so what's more fun than, what he talks about after every set is, I met these great chicks tonight. That's, when you grow, that's the part of growing up that's fun. The only thing I ever regret is not being able to be, live with my original family that I grew up with.
Right.
In the same neighborhood, because they didn't really want to move out to L.A. But I was meant to do what I'm doing, and you have to follow your own path in life, and that's the path I chose.
It's great to see you back and touring again and doing the clubs.
The crowds are going nuts.
I know.
The girls today, they're the biggest slobs in the world.
You're right.
They just are. It's a whole different generation, and instead of getting upset with what I'm saying, they're high-fiving each other. They're sitting there with zebra top, prints and, giving you peeks of their cheetah underwear. I don't want to talk really dirty now, and you're going, look at this pig, sitting in the front with her husband, just showing everything she's got. And what's crazier is the husband loves it.
You're right.
Yeah, he loves it. It's turning him on, Yeah, but that's what life's about. I don't know. You got to be with somebody you love just, hammering away on. I'll put it to you that way. I don't know about you, but, I get real bored real quick if they don't do the right thing.
I'm with you, dude.
And the women I'm with get bored with me if I don't do the right thing.
You got to do the right thing. That's what it boils down to.
You know what I mean? You could play on the computer all your life. You could, you could go to every porn site in the world, but you know what? I like keeping it live.
Okay.
What happened to people going, I saw this whole thing on Dr. Phil about how guys at least 23 hours a week are on, like, internet porn, and I'm like, what happened to the live girl under you with her legs making footprints on the ceiling? What happened to that part of sex? And I like to make fun of it on stage. That's what you make fun of.
Absolutely.
Oh, human behavior is so crazy.
Isn't it unbelievable? It's so fascinating.
Oh, I never get over it. The nicer the couple, when you meet them at somebody's party, the bigger pigs they are in private. Remember we met, we bumped into each other at a Bed Bath & Beyond, and, 2 minutes later, treat me like the pig that I am. I just love that. I love going on stage, whether it be a small place or 10,000 seats, and just annihilating audiences and releasing that laughter they so badly need in a time we so badly need it.
And that's why you're going to be at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, Point Pleasant, Sunday nights. I'm not sure about the show times, but check them out online at UncleVinny'sComedyClub.com, or you could give them a call as well. 877-UNCLE-VIN, 877-UNCLE-VIN. Dice is going to be on the Jersey Shore in Point Pleasant on Sunday night. And let me ask you real quick before we wrap this up. Do you still do the nursery rhymes, or you kind of got away from that?
You know what? I close every show with that. It's too much fun not to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like the classic hits. It's like, you know, like any great band or anything. I've said this 1,000 times, but it's true. If you went to see any favorite artist you had, no matter how great the new stuff is, you want to hear the reason you came there, which were the old hits.
Yeah.
So you got to give it to them, and I enjoy doing it because, you know, it's like at the Roxy the other night in L.A. They were screaming it like it was the Beatles. It's the craziest thing. It's hysterical.
That's fantastic.
You know, if I didn't do anything new up there, it would almost be like I shouldn't even perform anymore. So,
right.
Of course, I got the newest stuff, and I mix in the older hits, and you know, and they're just great shows. I mean, as long as I'm enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. I'll put it to you that way.
I'm absolutely sure. So, dude, it's been a pleasure taking the time to talk to me today, and we look forward to seeing you on Sunday night at Uncle Vinny's. I'm going to try to come on by. Hopefully, you're doing a later show. I can check it out.
It's going to be a fun show.
Absolutely, man. So once again, it's Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, Sunday night the 18th. Andrew, the legend, Dice Clay, live on stage, 877 Uncle Vin for tickets. And the address is 518 Arnold Avenue in Point Pleasant. Andrew Dice Clay, man, it's been an absolute honor and a privilege, and I appreciate you taking the time to talk to the Hawk.
Thank you very much. It's been great talking to you, and I'll see you there.